Reuniting harmony with your inner self. February 12, 2015. There is no blame to be passed upon anyone for lacking any amount of personal awareness of themselves at the core level. It takes committed dedication, beautiful bright hearts to remove eons of conditioning, ego, and any defenses you have picked up along the way. Thankfully, God has created you to being adaptable, meaning you can unlearn old ways in favor of newer, lighter, love-bearing ways regardless of age. What we often see is many dear souls playing a hide-and-seek game with their inner selves. Such an intermittent way of connecting to your inner person does not result with long-term inner peace that we know each of you wish for. And until you recognize the cycle you have put yourself in, this process, this play with connecting with your inner self occasionally instead of consistently, continues to add layers that cover up your authentic, inner self. Being adaptable and quick to adjust is a vital life skill. In order to move on from any situation, this is an important part of your survival. You can look at businesses that either fail or prosper. If a business does not adapt to the changing economy, eventually the business will go broke and shut its doors. You can apply the same idea to relationships, even if the relationship is with only yourself or with others, regardless if they are platonic, friendly, romantic, brotherly, etc. As the situation changes, in order to move forward and not become hindered, you also must change and adapt. Every time you make certain little changes to yourself, which can be quite a challenge, what becomes the biggest risk is that you may lose your connection with who you truly are at the core level of your being. We have seen this more times, dear souls compromising their deepest values and beliefs just to fit into a social norm. Understand, beautiful bright hearts, when this occurs, what you are doing is causing an internal conflict to arise, a fight or battle between your true self and this newly adapted self. Of course, you may have really good intentions on wanting to maintain your authentic identity, but you become distracted by your social environment in ways that you overlooked and underestimated in their drawing power. Even if you are casually throwing in a word or two that is in the form of profanity during a conversation with friend or possible friends, understand that you are dimming your divine light during those few moments. If fitting in requires you to lose certain core values and personal ways of uprightness, then maybe, beautiful bright hearts, you need to rethink what is important to you, and if losing personal beliefs and values is the right way to go. How much of your true self are you willing to give up, just to adapt to fit in? It does take vast amounts of determination to not allow yourself to ignore your personal values and beliefs when you are trying to figure out where you stand in a new environment. Just because you started a new job, moved to a new city or country, went back to school, or anything else that is new, doesn't mean you must let go of who you are just to fit in with the crowd before you. It is understandable that you want to be like everyone else, but you are you. You are not them, and they are not you. Every time you adopt behaviors that are the same to those around you, you are creating more and more internal conflicts with your true and authentic self. This battle that goes on within you will end up affecting you at an emotional level. In order to put a stop to the internal battle between your true self and the self you are trying to adapt into, you must find a way to resolve such conflicts. And sometimes, beautiful bright hearts, that might mean you need to step away from what was causing you to lose connection with a part of you that is important for you to maintain. Being able to recognize certain social influences as being damaging requires a mature mind, one that is able to determine the pros and cons of following ways and behaviors that would have you burying your values and beliefs. If your personal values and beliefs become blanketed due to you wanting to fit in socially to any kind of group, you would not have met lasting peace or happiness, but you would have attracted damaging disharmony and discord. By ignoring your personal values and beliefs, you are feeding yourself with an emotional sickness that will end up corrupting other areas of your life that will go unnoticed for a long time, until problems become so big you have to finally open your eyes. Understand, beautiful bright hearts, that whenever there is an internal conflict, even if it takes years, it will find its way to the surface, making itself known. Have you ever been acquainted with anyone that is known to self-harm their own successes? Self-sabotage could be found in many areas of their life, such as personal, professional, or even spiritual. The moment things begin to look up, somehow the air of their balloon seems to pop and they fall into despair. Many times, dear ones, such behaviors is due to the internal conflict that is going on from within between the adapted self and the true self, bringing about bouts of negativity that ends up affecting their self-esteem and self-confidence, and for the most part, they are not even aware of this phenomena going on. Internal conflicts can also make it difficult to find true joy in life. Those that demonstrate they are dealing with conflicts within themselves are often moody and may have frequent visits with deep sadness and feelings of helplessness. Energy levels become affected, as it does require a lot of energy to continue fighting the emotional and mental battle that is deeply ingrained around internal discord. We know many of you understand this, as you have been there once or twice. Trying to fit in, trying to please, and trying to be more than what you are when being you is more than enough. It is a primary desire for all creatures to want to fit in, to feel secure. Such feelings of approval and security can have a great influence on the direction of your life. It is true that your values and beliefs will change over time as you grow and change, but isn't it better for them to change because it's time to make positive growth and developmental changes instead of changing just to fit in? It can be very difficult and challenging to remain harmonious with who you truly are when you are in battle with the self you are trying to create, in order to adapt within certain social environments. It is possible, beautiful bright hearts, to adapt, grow, and at the same time avoid any trappings of internal conflicts. Self-discovery and self-exploration is the key here that will make this possible. What is needed, beautiful bright hearts, is for you to sit down with yourself and take the time to rediscover who you are, get in touch with what drives you, really get to know what your deepest values and standards are. What you discover of your true self is what will bring an end to any internal struggle and bring about peace and harmony. If you must go beyond the distracting traps that fill your lifestyle, then this is what you must do for your own inner sake. You must take the time, dear ones, to figure out who you are individually. Without knowing your true self, you will compromise the very values and standards that provide you with your personal identity. It's what sets you apart. As we have said before, you cannot be like everyone else, you can only be you. Yes, you can try to be like others, but that would mean you would not be demonstrating your true and pure self, you would be walking your path with a false identity. In order to maintain personal harmony and peace, it is important, dear ones, to reunite with your true, inner self, even while pursuing dreams and ambitions. There are many aspects that will help you to transform living a false life to living life purely and consciously from your authentic self, but the foundation, beautiful bright hearts, begins with you finding your true self, and you are encouraged to take a close look at who you are from the inside out. To experience inner peace and harmony, you first must learn where the internal conflict is coming from, understand why it is there, and to resolve it. The many challenges and distractions life greets you with can easily disconnect you from your true self, but only if you allow it. Think of this time getting to know yourself and gifting yourself with an internal antivirus software that is meant to protect your integrity and to maintain inner peace and harmony in all situations. Only you can do this, dear ones. Doesn't your life deserve to be filled with harmony that is derived from your inner self being at peace? As we end this week's transmission, think about how connected you are right this very moment with your authentic, true self, and can you recognize if you are in a state of inner peace or internal conflict? Determine how you can improve any one area without compromising your core values and beliefs. You don't need to be radical with your changes, you only need to ensure to yourself that every step you take is coming from your true self, the self that you have reunited with and will work at maintaining. And so it is. I'm Ascended Master, Lady Nada, through Julie Miller. spiritualnetworks.com